Hey guys, Tinker Tailor here today, bringing you back another A to Z build video. So if you've never heard of this challenge before, it is a challenge where each week you guys get a new letter and you do a build or cast creation based on that letter. It's really as simple as that, and there's really only two rules, I would say. The first one being no CC, so that's like a pretty strict rule. I mean, if you want to do the challenge with CC, I mean, who am I to stop you? But yeah, if you want it to be toured and whatnot, then yeah, I just say for tours and whatnot, it's easier to do no CC. And then the other rule is more of a guideline, and it is you can participate in as many or as little weeks as you want. So if you want to take part in the challenge, but you know you can't do every week, then absolutely don't worry about it. You don't have to do every week. It's something that, yeah, if you can, fantastic. If you can't, that's absolutely fine as well. So yeah, if you want to get involved in the challenge, you can absolutely start now if you want, but it is usually run from July to December. But I do it in February in 26 days. So yeah, that is why if you look at my most recent videos, it's been these ones, one after the other. It's always a lot, and I don't know, I feel pretty good about the challenge. Normally I fall behind and I feel super stressed, but I'm kind of in a good little groove where I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll get up in the morning, I'll record a video, I'll upload it, I'll put it up online, and then I will go do the next build and I'll edit it, and I'll edit the shorts and I'll put the shorts up, and then go to bed and kind of wake up. And it's also like I can go for walks if I want. I can I can make dinner. I went to the vet yesterday, so if you listen to yesterday's video, I did say that Macy had a little injury on the back of her neck, and the vet said it was not ringworm, because it was the sort of circular shape type injury, which is why I definitely wanted to go check. But it was just a scratch that she's been itching, so we've got some sort of cream that it simultaneously disinfects it but also stops it from itching. So yeah, it'll just help her feel a lot better with it. They did have to shave a little bit of the hair around the area off, so now she's got a little bald patch on the back of her head. I try not to laugh at her, but it's kind of funny that she's got this little bald patch on the back of her neck. But she also got her vaccines and a general checkup, and apparently she's in tip-top health. I want to say shape and health at the same time. I did. It came out weird. Anyway, she is all good. So yeah, if anyone was worrying like I was yesterday, she is A-okay, all good, no worries. We did keep her inside overnight, just by recommendation of the vet. I don't like her being an outdoor cat, but one of my roommates has dogs, and so there is a little dog door on the back door, and she just lets herself out. And you can't lock the back door because then otherwise the dogs can't go to use the bathroom and they'll just go inside the house. So yeah, it's a bit of a tough situation. When I get my own place with Macy, I will definitely be either making the backyard cat safe so she can still go out into the backyard but not leave the backyard, but also the other cats can't get into our backyard, or if I move into an apartment with a balcony or whatever, making the balcony cat safe. Like, she can still go outside, but I want to make it safer. And also, yeah, getting her a lot more toys than what she's currently got now, and maybe even a friend, so that yeah, she's not so lonely and sad and whatnot. I mean, I'll always be here. I'll always be with her. I'll I rarely go away for extended periods of time, and whenever I do go out from the house, there's always someone here. I think we've been in this place for 11 months now. In the 11, nearly 12 months that we've been here, I think the pets have been here alone maybe 5 times. And that's sort of like a I am going out to dinner with friends, and these people are doing this, and these people are doing that, and there's just no one home for that amount of time. So, you know, at the end of the day, like, yes, they've been alone, but again, I rarely go out for that long, and there are always other roommates here, so it's not like she's alone, and, you know, she does have the other pets and whatnot, so, you know, at the moment, it's okay. We've got a good little system going, but yeah, I'd really rather her not be outside. I really want to get her a cat wheel so that she can run on it. I mean, what else do you do at a cat wheel but run on it? But I don't know where to put it. There's not really anywhere convenient to put it. And the only one place I can think of putting it is somewhere where my roommates have said they don't really want it. So, yeah, look, I'm thinking about it. We're definitely going to get her one. But yeah, long story short, she is okay. She is just a little bit, I don't know what's the right word. Scared? Not scared. She was very scared at the vet. She did try and climb off the table at one point, and I had to actually get her out of the cat carrier because she did not want to get out of it. But I got her out and basically just held on to her, and at one point I did have, like, I was circling her she's sitting on the table, and I put my arms around her in a circle, and the way that my hands were, she put her face in my hand so that she couldn't see. In a way, kind of like if I can't see you, you guys can't see me. And yeah, that was probably the best time that she actually did do that, because when she did do that, that was when she got her vaccination. So yeah, she's not very happy on the way to the vet, at the vet, or on the way back, but I did close up the dog door yesterday when we first got home, so that because they put the cream on her so it could just take hold, I guess. It wasn't rubbed all the way in, and that was just the way that the vet did it, so I was just waiting for it to be, like, absorbed, I guess, all the way into her skin before I let her out. And yeah, I cooked dinner and we were eating dinner, and that's when she started to wanting to be let outside, so I eventually let her out. But then, yeah, at bedtime I went and collected her and took her up to my room and went to sleep, and she was pretty happy for most of the night. But then, yeah, halfway through the night she evidently needed to go to the bathroom because she was really asking me to let her outside, so I let her out, and yeah, then she came back in the morning and we had some more cuddles after I gave her some breakfast. But yeah, I didn't have the medication, I didn't have the cream with me, so she hasn't had it quite yet, but I'm gonna go have another little look for her in a little bit and put some more on her, because it seriously, like, the moment it went on and got absorbed and I looked at it again, it looked so much better. So yeah, we're definitely going to be keeping putting it on until it gets better. The vet did check over a couple of things I was a little bit concerned about, but, you know, they're not concerns. You know, I had some worries about some stuff on her chin, but apparently it's acne. I didn't know that cats could get acne, but she has a bit of chin acne that it's very minor apparently, so we're just gonna change around some of her feeding bowls so that she doesn't have acne anymore, or at least reduce it, because yeah, if you have a lot of plastic, apparently they rub their face against it. Now, I do feed Macy her wet food in a ceramic bowl, but I do get worried about her chipping her teeth, but the vet looked at her teeth and said they look really, really good for someone her age. So I guess it's okay. So yeah, we're gonna see about changing her biscuits from a plastic container to something, I guess, ceramic, maybe metal, I don't know. It's just out of plastic because it's not good for her. So yeah, long story short, she's doing really well. She's apparently in very good shape for someone her age. She is 7 this year. She turns 7 next month, I think. I know her birthday. I think it's 7. I just don't know how to count. 1, 2... Yeah, no, 7. 7's right. So yeah, I feel like we're going to have a little celebration over on Twitch for her birthday. I don't know what we'll do, but we'll definitely celebrate because, of course, we're going to celebrate her. Yeah, if you are interested in hanging out over on stream or celebrating my cat's birthday, that's definitely something we'll do over on Twitch. But also, if you want to see me build live, I do build on Twitch, and sometimes play variety games. But it's mostly Sims building and a little bit of co-working. So if you ever need to get some stuff done and you're feeling a bit stressed and overwhelmed and you need to just concentrate, I run some study sessions and it's really, really good. I really enjoy it. I get a lot done myself, and I know that when I go back to doing the Pokemon Build series, we're definitely going to have at least one study session a week, which is... excuse me, I had a little weird burp there. What was I saying? Yeah, the Pokemon Build series. It's a little series that I have started this year where every Pokemon, gets their own build, and it's sort of loosely inspired by the Pokemon. So if you look at a build and you're like, I don't see how you, like, that doesn't make sense, it's because it's just loosely inspired. So yeah, pretty much the, yeah, like I said, the build's loosely inspired, but each one gets their own build, and they're much easier to do. CC is more than mildly infuriating to work with when you don't know it, which I don't build with it regularly, so I don't know CC all that well. But also, there's so much of it. Like, you can have a never-ending amount. Like, you could go in and download a terabyte of CC and then delete it and get a whole new terabyte and still never come across the same item. Like, never have the same stuff. There's so much out there. There's so much CC that you could get. I've been pretty good. I think I'm less than 30 gigs. I think I'm at like 21 or something, 20 something. I don't really go searching for CC all that often. It's only when I have an idea of, okay, I want to build this and I don't think I have CC for it. So for example, the grocery store I did for this challenge, I knew I didn't have many grocery store type items, so I decided to go and find some more. And that's pretty much it. I've downloaded a lot of, I don't want to say mainstream CC creators, but a lot of popular CC creators because A, I know I can trust them, and B, look at it. It is beautiful and amazing, and how could you not? So, you know, Felix Andre and Hey Harry and Pierre Sim and I believe Sibylette. I'm not sure I'm saying that right, and someone else who did something else, and it's gonna bother me until I figure out who it is. Okay, that's also PSM. There's someone else who I'm forgetting, I know for sure. Okay, apparently Valia Sims, I've got some stuff from them. And the Kalino. Oh, the Cluttercat is someone else as well that I've gotten stuff from. But yeah, I think most of the stuff that I've said is who I've gotten it from. I feel like I'm missing someone. Little Dicker, that's who I'm missing. I knew I was missing someone. I was like, there's a name. I feel like there's there's someone I'm missing, and I'm sure there are also smaller, maybe not smaller creators, but creators who I have less CC of but still have. So if there's any CC that you recognize, and I've missed their name, please let me know. I don't really know CC creators all that well. If I knew how to, I would definitely put in down below all the CC that I've used for this build. Apparently there is a way, and I've tried it before and nothing really happened, so I'm not really sure if I was just impatient or if it doesn't work or whatnot. So I'm definitely gonna have a little look into that again, and when I have some time I'll update the CC I've used for all my CC builds. Because when I do my no CC builds, I put in all the packs that I use, but also, yeah, I want to put in the CC I used, so if you guys do use CC, that you can see what's been used. But yeah, anyway, we are building a TV studio, which I have done before, but I did it on the actual movie lot. That's the secret lot in this world, and I didn't want to do a build that big. I will be completely honest with you guys, I wanted to do something much smaller and much more I don't know what's the right word, but like it's a small studio, but they produce really big, really good shows, but that's because they are such a small studio that they just focus on these 2 shows that they've got going on. So they've got this one here, which is, some people might say, oh, it's Star Wars inspired. I'll be honest with you guys, this is Red Dwarf inspired. I used to love that show and watch it all the time. Don't get me wrong, I still love the show, but I think I've overwatched it too many times. I think if somebody said to me, do you want to watch it with me? I'd be like, absolutely. Absolutely. Please. Every episode, let's go. Even the episodes that I don't particularly like and are boring, let's watch them. Like, let's binge watch it. But I don't know, I guess I've been getting into a lot of other TV shows at the moment and just trying to... Red Dwarf's one of the only shows that I've finished, that I've started to watch, and I've finished. And yeah, some of the TV shows I'm kind of watching now are ones that I've never finished before, and I'm trying to get through and finish them, and I feel pretty happy, making my way through these shows and actually getting them done, instead of just sitting here twiddling my thumbs and being like, I don't know what you guys are talking about, I've only watched the first couple of seasons. The other problem is there's some TV shows that I've watched that only have a season, and I'm like, but if you had more, I would watch more. And I can't. Also, the other problem is there's so many issues when you're trying to sit down and watching TV shows. There's so many of them to watch. And I know a lot of people have been watching them since they were a kid, so it's like, oh, I've already watched them, I know what happens, I can go watch this thing. And I didn't really do all of that. Growing up, I didn't get to watch a lot of TV shows, like certain types of TV shows and whatnot, and yeah, movies weren't really a thing either, so there's a lot that I'm like desperately trying to catch up on, but there's just so much of it that, some of these shows are still going, and it feels like I'm never going to catch up. And it's not just shows, like for example, one of the things I want to watch is the James Turner Big Wallet series. I really, really want to finish watching that. I've started it, but I've never finished it, and it's he's still going with it, and I feel like I'm never gonna finish. And the Super Sim Challenge, but the problem, okay, let's just take James Turner's stuff for example, right? Let's just say that each kind of gameplay thing that he does is a different TV show, right? It kind of is. The Big Wallet legacy is different to the Super Sim, right? But he's also got the Tiny Town stuff going on as well. But it's like, okay, I want to watch the Big Wallet series, so I start watching the Big Wallet series, and then I get a chunk of the way through that, and then he references the Super Sim, and I'm like, well, the Super Sim was before this, so maybe I should watch that. So I start watching the Super Sim, but they kind of go, not hand in hand, but they progress at a similar... like episodes are coming out at sort of similar times at some points, so I feel like, okay, I'm getting too far ahead in this one and I need to go back to that one, but it's been so long since I watched that one, I have no idea what happened and I can't remember. But then I start watching it and I'm like, oh, okay, I've seen this one, skip, and then I've just skipped half the thing, and it's so confusing. So I think what I'm going to do is finish the Super Sim, which I think I'm at season 2 of the Super Sim, which is a lot shorter than season 1, and I've looked at season 3 and 4, I haven't seen them, but their episodes are much shorter as well. Not shorter as in time span, but like how many episodes there are. So I'm gonna hopefully finish the Super Sim Challenge, and then when I finish the Super Sim Challenge, I can go back and finish the Big Wallet series. But I also went to go watch, what was it, the Tiny Town. I was gonna watch that, but then he referenced something else in that, and I was like, oh, I have to go watch that. But like there's so much stuff to watch. I am more than mildly overwhelmed. So I think I just need to take a step back and work my way through things one by one. There's definitely things in this series that I don't know, like okay, like with the Super Sim, I'm up to season 2. I'm probably about halfway through it. I could easily finish it if I just sat down and watched it while building when I'm not streaming, and probably have it finished within a couple weeks. Keep in mind, I'm not binge watching in the sense of I'm not eating, sleeping, breathing. Like, I'm still gonna go and have life and do things like that. That's why I said a couple of weeks, not like a week. Which I probably could finish it in a week if I really tried. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm not gonna try. I'm seriously not gonna try and finish it in a week. I'm gonna have a little bit of a life as well on top of watching these things. But the other problem is I'm also watching TV shows, like things that you would watch on a TV that is not a smart TV. So, you know, it's splitting my time. But then there's also people who stream, and I want to hang out with the people who stream. There's just so much content in this world that, I don't know, there's just so much. There's too much, to be honest. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like the world is very oversaturated with content, but that's also sort of like it could be a bad thing because, yes, there's so much to watch, but it also can be a good thing because it means that if you start watching something and you don't like it, there's gonna be other options. You know, if you, let's say you like sitcoms, if you start watching one and you're like, I really don't like how they portray these characters. I don't like the fact that, you know, it's got all these tropes in it and it's just boring. Then you can go find another one. There are a bajillion sitcoms out there. If you like true crime, or if you like not true crime, if you like, I don't want to say like teenage gossipy type TV shows, but like, you know, teenagey type young adult TV show. If you like stuff like that, there's plenty of them out there. Some of them I've seen and I'm like, this is a little too cringy for me. Like just a tad bit too cringy. I feel slightly weird about watching this. Like, if I were a teenager, I'd probably be really into it, but I'm not all that into it at the moment. But there are other shows out there that are about teenagers and involve teenage lives and whatnot, and I watch it and I'm like, yeah, this is not as weird. And that's not to say if you're an adult and you watch these shows that I find weird, that you're weird. I'm not calling you weird, I just, the show doesn't resonate with me. But if it resonates with you, then, you know, that's cool. Like I said, there's so many shows out there. There's so many different things to watch. There's so many different things in general that I don't think it really matters what you watch, because yeah, if you don't like one thing, you can just go find another, and that's the really, really good thing about it. And, you know, a lot of people could be like, well, you know, how many times can you tell the same story? But there are so many different ways. Even if you do have the same plot, you can tell it at a different time. You know, like, if you take a TV show that does have a formula, like, yeah, it's got a formula, it's doing the same thing every time, but there are so many different ways to tell it. And if you can find those different ways that are so different that, you know, people keep coming back. If you make really lovable characters with really interesting lives and relationships and things like that, if you have backstories and things like that that are mysterious and you want to find out, some people, I'm some people, will not care if the plot, I guess, if the main plot of that particular episode is a bit copy and paste from maybe like a couple seasons back. We've had something similar to this, and you kind of just have like a couple of seasons worth of individual stories that kind of get recycled for the A story, but all of the background stuff that's throughout the whole, not even just the season, but the whole show, like that stuff, like go for gold. I don't mind if we have a few things that are very similar, if it means we get to have these really cool, fun, interesting backstories. So yeah, I don't know. I guess also another thing is I look at things as if I am a writer, which I am technically not. I am somebody who does write, but that does not make me a writer. I've never published anything. In fact, yeah, a couple of my friends have published things, and they published it in primary school, which was absolutely insane. I kind of really wish I did get involved with it. I don't know why I didn't. I really don't know why I didn't. Would have been a really good opportunity to learn from a writer who collected these short stories from all the kids he taught and published it in a book. I don't actually know how, like, if he, when he sold the book, if he got everything or if my friends got a cut or whatnot, but yeah, they got to sell one of their stories, and I guess, you know, that's pretty cool. And having a look at some of these friends who have sold these books, like, some of them have continued to go on to be writers, and I think one of them might be into journalism. I'm not 100% positive, but it's still really, really cool that was a thing. And you know, that doesn't stop me. Like, that doesn't mean I can't become a writer if I want to in the future, but I'm not currently a writer, is what I'll say. But yeah, looking at how these shows are produced and things like that, from a writer's perspective, I do kind of understand that there is only so many ways that you can do things, and the way that they do it, I really do appreciate the different, even if it is the same story, the same storyline, the way that they put spins and twists on it, and different reasons and backgrounds and stories and all this other stuff. Like, I understand it can get frustrating watching the same thing over and over again, but again, like, how many, if you want this show to continue, they can't really do anything like, I mean, they can do things differently, but like, for example, Criminal Minds is a show that I've been watching, and I'm like season 12 at least. I don't know. I don't actually know where I'm up to. I don't pay attention, I just watch it. But the point is that show is, okay, they're a behavioural analyst unit that hunts down serial criminalists. And how many times can you have the same type of criminal do the same type of thing? Like, it can be the same thing over and over again, but I don't think they do it poorly. I think they do it really well. I think they create enough twists. I think they create enough, like, ooh, who's it gonna be? Like, one of the episodes I just watched, I was like, I reckon it's this person. And normally I'm pretty good at those sorts of gut feelings, especially now that I'm really far into the show. I feel like subconsciously I've picked up on those twists, but they've gotten me with a few where I'm like, really? It was them? Like, what? Okay, sure. Okay, sounds good to me. So, yeah, I don't know. That was a really long random ramble and rant about TV shows, but I probably should talk about this studio that does TV shows. So, as you can see, there are 2 studios here, and one of them is that's how we got talking about it. I was talking about Red Dwarf. Very Red Dwarf inspired, and the other one is it's just like some random living room space, like living dining space of someone's rented house. And I don't know, I thought it was really fun and interesting to kind of build those little sets and imagine the storylines that are being told in it. Like, maybe the like sort of semi-fancy house, maybe they are some sort of like rich family, maybe not like excessively rich, but maybe some sort of like middle upper class family who I don't know. I don't know what sort of storyline. Maybe it's like, I don't know, like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air type sitcom family vibe show where it's usually in their lounge room. Actually, that's a good point. That's usually in that part of the house, is that lounge area. I didn't really ever think about that. Maybe it's something like that, or maybe it's something different. I don't know, but it was really fun to kind of create a little set. I also imagine that's kind of how people at IKEA feel when they're building those little mock rooms, that they're kind of building these little sets for these lives, and I wonder if they come up with characters for the sets that they're building, for the rooms that they're building. If you work at IKEA, let me know. Do you come up with like a little storyline for the room, or do you just put it together and it makes sense in your head? I'd love to know. I'd also kind of love to do that in IKEA. I think that would be really fun, but I think you need like a I don't know if you need a degree or anything like that. Let me know if you work at IKEA, especially in that section. Let me know how, if I wanted to get a job there, which I kind of do a little bit. How would I do it? How would I go about it? And yeah, also the other thing of like if you work there and you put the little rooms, the mock-up rooms together, does it help to come up with a story, or does it help you just to look at things and put them together? I'd love to know, because seriously, interior design, I love it. Which is kind of funny because when you look at my builds in Sims, I seem to enjoy the outside a lot more than I do the inside, but yeah, in real life, I think I would enjoy interior design a lot more than architecture. I did actually end up going to an architecture firm when I was in high school and just chatting with them and asking them questions about how to become an architect and like what is the necessities of the job, what are the things that people don't see, what are the people, like, when kids say I want to be an architect, what are the things they don't think about? And yeah, I asked a lot of questions and I walked away thinking, cool, this is not the career path for me. Definitely don't want to do that. So yeah. But I did see people doing interior design on the other side of the room. So one side of the room was the architects, the other side of the room was more interior design. And I actually asked, like, those people over there, like, what are they doing? That looks interesting. And she was like, oh, that's interior design. And so, yeah, I had a little bit of a little look into that as a kid. But yeah, I evidently did not go into that. Yeah. I don't know, maybe something, interior design is something I'll look at in the future. Not sure if I will ever become an interior designer, but I think it would be pretty interesting to maybe find an interior designer and chat with them for a little bit and see the realities of their job. Yeah, we're pretty much at the end of this video anyway. So yeah, if you've enjoyed my ramblings or this build, either one, I would love it if you could subscribe. It lets me know that, yeah, you do enjoy this content, whether it be my rambling or the video. But yeah, if you want to see more stuff like this, I do come out with a video every single day, except the last 2 days of February. But until then, I will hopefully see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.